Hey guys, so welcome to my channel. Today I'm with my friend Allie.
Hi.
And I am, as you can see, our lighting might be weird, sorry, and this is not my normal background. I am currently in Oregon at my parents' house, but Allie volunteered to model. We're just doing a quick tutorial for you today. We did a little bit of color correcting as well as spot concealing. As you can see, her skin looks lovely right now, but we did do a little bit of spot concealing around her chin area. So if you're interested in seeing how to do a little spot concealing, how to perfect your skin if you have a little blemish here and there, then just keep watching. Alright, so Allie's just has a little light bit of foundation. We applied an RCMA foundation for her today. Just really lightly across her face. So you can still see she's a little bit of discoloration, so we're just going to talk about spot treatment. So I have her foundation right here, and I also have a green corrector, and this is by Tempu. Allie doesn't have extreme redness. Some of her little spots are more hyperpigmentation than an actual blemish. You can see right here, she's got a little redness here, and she has two on her neck that will also just do a little bit of a green concealer. I do have a tutorial on color theory that I'll link in the box below, but red is opposite of green, so they're going to neutralize each other when we put them on top of each other. However, you're still going to want to cover with a concealer or foundation afterwards. So as you can see, I just applied just a little bit of green here, and I'm also just going to have her tilt her face and just apply two where she has a little blemish here and here. And so as you can see, the green, you can already see it kind of neutralize. So you can either just press with the warmth of your finger, or I'm going to use a Sigma P83, and we're just going to pat that on top. So we'll just lightly kind of diffuse the color. And now we're going to go in just with concealing. So this is going to be really traditional spot treatment. I'm just using an eyeliner brush, so I have a really thin point. I think the importance with spot concealing is, rather than, Allie has like really clear skin up here, so we want to kind of give a focal point here. So we're gonna like put some lashes, give her some brows, so she's gonna have a lot going on here, and we want to give the illusion that all of her skin is perfected. So instead of going in with a really like heavy foundation all over, we don't want it to look like she has a lot of makeup, but we want to highlight these areas of her face that she does have really clear skin. And so we're just going to spot treat where we need it, so we give the illusion of a perfected face. So all I'm going to do is just take a little bit of product, and I'm basically just covering each individual blemish. So it does take a little bit longer, but the effect is a lot nicer. I like to use a eyeliner brush just so that I have a lot of precision, because again, we don't want to put a lot of product where she doesn't actually have a blemish on her skin. So I'm just going to quickly dot these, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do after we've got everything finished up. Alright, so as you can see, we've gone around and we've just put just a tiny dot just where she needs it. And so you kind of have two options you can do right now. You can either just press with a finger. My hand's already cleaned and sanitized. And this works really well with if you have something that's a little more of a cream consistency, since you can use the warmth of your finger will actually help make just a little more emollient, so it will blend out better. Or you can take something like, you can even use like a blending brush, like you could use a MAC 217. Or something a little more dense like this Sigma brush, and then you just tap. You don't want to do any buffing or blending because we want to leave the pigment where we placed it. We just want to lightly blend out the edges. If your concealer is more of a liquid consistency, then you're actually going to want to let your concealer set. We're using an oil-based foundation as her concealer since we're using RCMA. But if you were going to use something like Makeup for Full Cover, or like one of the MAC ones, which are a little more like creamy, you're going to want to let it set for about 30 seconds before you do this. I'm going to show you also with a blending brush. You can just go and just kind of tap to lightly blend. So it's really up to you, whichever works best. And as you can see, that it's already just kind of giving her that illusion of a really clear skin. And right here we have a little more of a problem area. So I'm going to show you how you can kind of layer a little bit more. This is the same thing I do for like under eye circles. So I'm just going to spray my Sigma P86 with a little bit of a setting spray. And I'm just going to press that right over. So then we're just getting a little bit of a setting spray. So now there's just a little more tackiness to the skin. And we're going to do a second layer. And this is just going to make it so that we can layer it lightly, but we're not actually doing a powder in between, because sometimes that can get a little bit cakey and then you'll kind of notice the work that you did. And then we'll just lightly tap the edges. And then again here, we're going to do one more. But since this matches her skin, this time I'm not even going to tap the top of the blemish at all. I'm going to be really careful to just blend the very edges. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to finish Allie's face, and we'll show you the finished look. But this is basically a basic spot concealing. You can always take just a little bit of product on a blending brush too. So I've just dipped this and just basically just done a light little swirl on my palette just so it's got a little bit of product. And you can even just do little swirls if you have larger-ish areas, there's still just a little more discoloration than you'd like. So we're just going to go through, finish her look, and then we will show you the finished look as soon as we're done. Hey guys, so I hope that was super helpful. We will also have a tutorial. Allie volunteered to basically do 2 tutorials for me. So on my blog, we will also have a tutorial for this monochromatic look that we did with OCC's grandma. So if you're interested in that, I will also have that linked in the down box below. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments box below, and we will see you again soon. Dang it, that's wrong.